What a start to this freaking Padres season, huh? Holy cow. The Padres are undefeated. They're 6-0, best start in franchise history. Blowout win last night. And then wake up this morning and we've got a freaking Jackson Merrill extension. 9 years, $135 million, according to Robert Murray's sources. Kevin Acey's wrote a story about it. Dennis Lynn has tweeted about it. So it is happening. This is this. And this reminds me of the Jake Cronenworth extension. Now, obviously, Merrill, it's a different player, but with Crony, that was early in the season. That was, I believe, during the Rockies series on the night of opening day, like early morning, we heard about it. And Merrill here, it's not opening day, but it's really early in the season. And it's a player that has promise and a player that I love. And so I'm super pumped up about this. I remember doing an early morning video on the Crony extension. Obviously, Merrill, the better player, younger, but super pumped up, obviously, about this one as well. I think San Diego has just fallen in love with this guy, and rightfully so. He loves San Diego, and so I am super happy that he did this. But I want to give, and I'll read this tweet here. I do want to give a shout out to a couple people here first. John Seidler, because I don't want to forget about this. John Seidler, yes, personality wise, the interview with Don and Mud, him being a Dodger fan previously, some fans not very high on the guy. He's boring and all this stuff. Well, what matters most from an owner is what is he willing to pay his star players to stay? What is he going to commit financially? Sorry, it's early morning. My voice isn't great. What is he willing to pay to keep his team contending, right? Is he going to pocket money or is he going to put it back into the team? Does he care? And you give Jackson Merrill this extension, $135 million, that's a good amount of money. That's a really good first step, really good first big move for John Seidler. Now, there was the Nick Pivetta move. I forget if that was after John Seidler or before John Seidler. I think it may have been after, but whatever. I got to give credit to John Seidler for, I don't know how much of a driving force he was in getting this done, but Jackson Merrill wanted to remain a Padre. AJ Preller wanted Jackson Merrill to remain a Padre. I mean, they had tried and talked about an extension when Merrill was still in the minor leagues. They talked about one, I believe, early in Merrill's rookie season. So this was not an AJ Preller, oh, I don't want to do this thing. This was not Jackson Merrill, oh, I don't want to do this thing. They both wanted it, and they needed ownership to pony up the money, and here we go. So I also want to give credit to Jackson Merrill. And by the way, there's no opt-outs. I'm reading from Kevin Acey. Contract has no opt-outs. Team option for 2035. That's worth 21 mil. The option can switch to be Merrill's choice if he finishes at a certain level in MVP voting in any year of the contract, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that. But Jackson Merrill, this is a guy that could have demanded $300+ million. Tatis got a 14-year, $340 million extension. He would have been well within his rights to sit there and be like, I need at least that. I mean, look at when Tatis got it. He hadn't yet played a full season, and with the money just continuing to go up year after year, Merrill is totally within his rights. Should have won Rookie of the Year this past season. He stayed healthy. He's the perfect baseball player, like almost as if he was made in some factory or whatever. Well within his rights to sit there and say, no, 135, are you kidding me? That's it? Heck no. But as he told Dennis Lynn in The Athletic, I think a couple weeks ago, probably before the season, he didn't want to screw the organization. And Dennis Lynn did just repost that quote. So I want to find that real quick because that is a really good quote. And he stuck to his word. He really cares about, from going to minor league games and staying all the way through the end of games in spring training. This dude really cares about this Padres organization. He's not just a me guy, wants just the money, and once he gets his $300 million, then he'll love the organization and then he's good. No, that's not who he is. He bleeds brown and gold and wants to be here for a long, long time, and he's going to be here. It buys out, 4 years probably, I think, of a free agency. So this is Merrill a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to try and screw them and take all their money. If you sign a longer deal, you want years 6, 7 to come around, and you've got these people who we can sign and get on the team and bring with me. Again, that's a team guy, right? It's one thing to be a team guy on the field because you want to win on the field, but it's another thing to be a team guy when it comes to your contract as well. This guy, when he hits free agency, let's say he didn't sign this and he would have hit free agency. This guy would have gotten $400 million because think about the money and what the contracts will look like, 4 or 5 years down the road, right? So for this guy to sign 135 million and buy out what 4 years. I don't know if Spot Track has. Let me check if Spot Track has updated the Merrill contract yet. Let's see here, Spot Track. By the way, I'm doing a quick video on this before work. I will do a live show, obviously, after the Padres Cubs series is over. Not immediately after the game, but later tonight, I will. When I come home, I will do another show on this, and I will, um, react more to this, more details that come out. Probably Merrill will talk, or maybe it won't be official yet, and then he won't talk yet. But an exciting day for San Diego. What a start! What a freaking start for San Diego. What a last 24 hours. Padres win. Magoon Guath returns to San Diego State. I have a video up on that. Merrill with this extension. So yeah, Spot Track already has it up 9 years, 135 mil, average salary of $15 million. That's crazy. That's amazing. Um, Now does the luxury tax go up? Yeah. So they bought out the it looks like the extension starts next season. So not this year, but next year. So actually the luxury tax it wouldn't change for this year, I don't think, because why would the luxury tax change when the contract doesn't start till next year? Um, because it says 2026, buying out one pre-arb year and then all three arbitration years for $15 million each. It's $15 million to the luxury tax every single year. It doesn't say yet like what he's actually getting every year. Does that could be different? But he is signed through his age 31 season. There's a club option for 30 mil, but can turn into a player option. And like I said, Kevin AC writing here can turn into a player option if he finishes at a certain level in MVP voting in any year of the contract, which will happen. So it will be a player option. Let's just say that. Let's just say it that way. It will be a player option in 2035, his age 32 season. Now, will some people say, "Oh, Merrill, he's screwing himself because it's a $135 million contract and he's going to be a free agent when he's 32. He's not going to go get." Um, Manny was in a situation where he could go get two, $300 million contracts essentially, and well, it was really what 550 in total with the Padres, but he opted out. But it was age. He was I think it was his age 30 season. Opts out and signs another big deal. Merrill, he's going to be 32. Now? That's a long ways away. 2035 is a long ways away. Who knows what contracts will look like? Maybe teams do pay $300 million, and that's the starting point for a 32-year-old star. Um, but usually, when someone's 32 going into free agency, the contracts aren't 10 years for whatever. But Bogarts, I mean, the Padres did just give Bogarts $280 million, and they're going to be paying him till he's 40, 41. So now Darvish, I know it's a pitcher, but they gave him a multi-year deal over $100 million, and he'll be under contract through age 42, I think. Manny 40, Tatis, if not 40, pretty close. So I could see maybe a couple 9-year contracts. At the end of this one, they give him another 9-year contract. And even if they give him 135 in that contract too, that's still not bad. Like Merrill, he doesn't seem to be someone, and clearly, as long as he's on a contending team, if they give him another $135 million contract at that end of that time, he gets $270 million total from these 18 years. Is that a bargain for Jackson Merrill? Assuming that he continues to play this well, yes, it is. But Jackson Merrill, that's still a lot of money. That's money where you're set for life. Your family that's worked so hard and brought you all these games and all the 5-hour drives to, travel ball and stuff that he went through. that his parents went through. His parents will not have to be teaching anymore. Maybe they will because they love it, I assume, and they seem like just amazing human beings. I'd love to have them on the show, but they don't have to do anything anymore. Merrill will cover it. San Diego will cover it. We'll put it that way too. Merrill, his parents probably don't need another drink in this town. Will they pay for it? Probably, but they don't need one. Jackson Merrill, he is ours. He is a star in San Diego. He is loved. I can't find someone that doesn't like Jackson Merrill in San Diego. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people up north that aren't going to be fans of Jackson Merrill, but even some of them, I imagine, would be fans of him. Not that he's on the Padres, but fans of him just because of the team player that he is, how he plays the game, his attitude, you know. But man, Merrill was already one of my favorite Padres, but him doing this and sticking to his word and not demanding, not turning into this huge fight, public fight or anything like that, just getting a deal done where for the Padres, you get him in his prime. When do they say the prime starts? Like maybe 26, 27, whatever, right? You're going to get him there for $15 million on the luxury tax, not 30, 15. And let's say it starts age 26. By the way, top 10 MVP is totally possible this year when the contract hasn't even started yet. Possible, obviously, for those next 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years, 3 years before he even gets to his age 26 season. And you get him for his age 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then possibly 32 season before he even before you have to give him another contract before he enters free agency. That's crazy. That's amazing. That is talk about a team deal and something that will really help out this Padres team. It's that. It's that. And so, is it a timing thing? Like, if Merrill was in Tatis's position, Merrill probably would have the big, huge contract that Peter Seidler gave Tatis. But he's not, and I don't think Merrill cares. Is his fan what he cares about? Are the Padres in a position to contend year in and year out? Yes, this contract is totally going to help that because you're not taking up another $15 million a year on the luxury tax. And then, is his family taken care of? The answer is yes with this contract. Is it 300, 400? No. But 135, $15 million a year? I mean, people dream of making that in their lifetime. People dream of making $1 million in their lifetime. And so, yes, Merrill's probably going to look at it through this lens that I was just talking about, that I just said there, not the, oh man, I didn't get 340 million. I didn't get 300. I didn't get this or that. No, he's a ball player. He's set up. That's what he wanted to accomplish. He didn't screw the team. So the stats speak for itself. The mentality, the team first mentality since he ever stepped foot in this organization. You know, almost hitting 300 last year, 16 stolen bases, 90 RBIs, 24 homers, a 4.4 baseball reference WAR, played in almost every game, top 10 MVP in his rookie year, an all-star, rookie of the year in our books, placed second to Paul Skeens, Silver Slugger Award, and those mentions, those honors will just keep coming. And he's not going to care too much about them. He'll say it's cool, but he's not going to care as much as if it came in a World Series winning season or, you know, those regular season awards. Did they beat the Dodgers in the division? Then Merrill will probably feel better about those awards. That's who this guy is, and I love him for it. San Diego loves him. The Merrill family should be super proud of the guy that they raised. Um, yeah, I am whew, so happy. That news to wake up to this morning. Wow. Talk about just bringing some energy into me this morning and a lot of Padres fans. If you're not floating right now as a Padres fan going into work or whatever, I don't know what are you are you okay? Like this is amazing news. For the Padres that don't know, and I'll talk about this more on the show. I don't want to give away everything that, but these are just my thoughts right now. King, Cease, you just don't know the future of those guys to be able to know the future of someone like Jackson Merrill. And this will give the Padres the money that's being freed up. Sure, Merrill wasn't going to make 15 million on the luxury tax next year. So that, there will be a bump there, but there's still going to be money. Like, think about this. Hosmer's contract coming off the books, that was what, 13 mil? That's around 15 mil. So it's not that big of a deal. You're replacing on the luxury tax Hosmer's contract with Merrill. I think we're going to sign up for that. So now you can go about things. Okay, how much money do we have? Let's go use that. Now, how much money is clear and how much money do they actually have are two different things. But if you're asking me, would I rather have sign a pitcher, maybe even if it's an ace, a 5-year, $135 million deal for a pitcher, or would I rather lock up Jackson Merrill? The answer is Jackson Merrill. The Padres and having Ruben Niebla, you can find pitchers on short-term deals that aren't as much money, and you sign multiple guys to add up to that amount of money, or not even that amount of money, but you can find guys that haven't tapped into their full potential yet. Jackson Merrill doesn't come around all the time. And so for them to get this done again, props to Merrill, his side, his agency. Again, the deal can max out at $204 million, includes a $30 million club option for a 10th season that can be converted to a player option. Negotiated by Drew Hardy and Josh Knipp of KHG Sports. 9 years, $135 million. Props to the agency, props to Merrill, props to Preller, the front office, finding a way to get this done, and props to John Seidler, because people have talked crap about him, and I haven't been the biggest fan of John Seidler, especially coming off that interview with Donna Mudd. But what matters the most is, what is he willing to do with his pocket money? Um, is he going to commit to this team? Is he just going to pocket that money? Sorry, I misspoke there. Is he going to just pocket this money, or is he going to put it back into the team and show that he cares and reward the players that want to be here and deserve to be here and will help this team go win a World Series one day and have that parade on land and on sea? Jackson Merrill is one of those guys. And so John Seidler did it. So thank you, John. Props to you for that. And I don't want to hear Padres fans questioning John Seidler today.